That's not only in stall recovery, that stuff applies if, let's say, you're on final approach and suddenly the bottom drops out. The canopy surges forward from turbulence or something like that, where the ground is suddenly starts coming up. You don't have to wait to flare altitude to recenter your wing and get your line tension back.
Yeah.
Right? Do it now. As soon as you feel
Seven.
that
Yeah.
loss of weight, pounce on those brakes, a small, sharp input, sharp enough to get it centered. And as you come off of those brakes, depending on the timing of it, if you hold on to the brakes a little too long, the canopy will now go into kind of a flared configuration, and you're going to induce the next oscillation. So you have to be early enough in when you come back up on the brakes. So as the canopy is returning to center after your initial push to stop the dive, hands coming off will allow you to sort of minimize how many cycles it goes through in its oscillation.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. So do that, right? So you can even, like up high, hold some brakes, surge the canopy and see what it does without any help. How long does it take for that oscillation to settle down? The porpoising, I guess you could call that, and then do some deliberate actions to minimize the porpoising and settle it down sooner.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's one of the most important drills that we can do because turbulence happens.
Oh, yeah.
It can be turbulence off the canopy in front of you. I saw that this weekend. There's a guy flying behind the other one. He already landed, and just after the guy in front of him landed, of course, during the flare, you create more turbulence because of the flare.
Yeah.
Tip vortexes and whatnot, and downwash becoming more powerful. And his canopy, and I did a lot of crazy stuff. And luckily, it recovered right before his flare. But this is why we don't fly behind people. Off to the side is fine.
Yeah.
That's not fine. And you get line slack when the pitch gets negative, right? When the canopy goes in front of you. So be very sensitive to that, and maybe even play with your pitch with your eyes closed so you tune into the sensations of it, right? I weigh less, I weigh more, right? So when I weigh less, this must be my instinct to add brakes. When I weigh more, this should be my instinct, right? Because inadvertent flare from thermals or coming out of a high-speed maneuver, right, that will inadvertently flare you. That can induce an oscillation as well, right? So when the canopy's back, like almost like you're diving through the wave in the ocean that's coming at you, dive through it. That's what this is dive through the wave. And you'll have, I'm sure, a bunch of different drills that you're going to want to do, to learn the parachute. But please remember that what's going to open up your mind to what's really happening and slow your heart so that your brain works is once in a while, several times during the jump, slow the airspeed down. It's going to give you a longer canopy ride, more time to slow your heart. Look out at the horizon and smile. Maybe look at the wing or something, or just hold your eyes still and breathe bigger, breathe slower. Get your smile back. Because if you fly hands up, do a turn, release, you'll have a fairly short canopy ride compared to what you're used to. Whereas if you push out of every turn, push at the end of every single turn, or at least after you're done with the turn, you float it in the brakes and relax again, you're going to refresh your connection to the placid feeling where your skill lives. That's the secret weapon, taking the time, creating the time in your canopy ride to slow the heart, to relax the muscles, to wake up to the bigger situation. The wind might have changed. There might be somebody over here that you didn't notice before, and your awareness expands when you slow down and calm down. Make that your number one priorities, slowing the heart, slowing the breathing, holding the eyes as still as you can from time to time.